So shout out to Housing Works. So I'm always going to be, I'm going to be down with y'all. And I was so happy y'all were the first dispensary here in New York City was Housing Works. So shout out to the cannabis community, and the people up in Albany did the right thing with that move. Okay, shout out to thing, and I'm looking forward to going to the new spot. You know what I mean? So I was like, okay, what am I going to do? What am I going to do? This place is closed. Why didn't I know, too? I got an email, too, but, you don't think about it, So I'm like, where am I going to go now? I'm like, oh, my gosh. So I looked at a couple of the places in the neighborhood. You know what I'm saying? It's about 3. Shout out to Dazed and shout out to Travel, Union Square Travel. Why am I telling you about these places like you guys, like they're paying me? But when you get good service, you got to let everybody know. Now, I've never been to Days. You know what I'm saying? Never been to Days. I was going to go until I realized it was $15 for a gram. I'm like, Your prices are a little steep, honey. A little steep, okay? And, of course, Union Square, who usually has the regular dimes, didn't have the dime. They didn't have the dimes. They only had the, the Moon Rock. I was like, oh, God, they have the Moon Rock. Oh, gosh, I don't want the Moon Rock. Plus that's a little over my budget. I want to be in my budget, and stretch stuff out. You know what I'm saying? And so I was like, okay, well, fine. Let me look at this new Gotham. I remember Gotham is in the Village. It's actually, where is it over at? The Bowery. That's right at the edge of Alphabet City. You know what I'm saying? So I'm like, I'm in the area already. That's just a couple of hops, skipping, and jumping, and I surely was. And I said, let me walk into this Gotham. And the whole time I'm walking up to the store, the dispensary, I'm like, oh, I hope I don't look a little, black. I'm black, when I got a hoodie on. You know what I'm saying? You know how it is. You know how it is. It's always what we go through. You know what I'm saying? It's just a natural reaction, even if it's never going to happen. But, you always walk with confidence. You never let anybody show that that's what's going on in your head, and you walk in there like you belong there, and they ain't got no problem. You know what I'm saying? That's the New York way. So I go in there, got my ID and everything. They hook me up. They say, oh, is this your first time? And the very attractive, they're like the desk people. There's 2 of them. One's black and the other one's white. I'm like, well, okay, talk about diversity in this place. You know what I mean? You know what I mean? I'm like, okay. And then so you go into the place, really nice, it's quiet. You know what I'm saying? Little light music, little hip hop in the back. It's light. It's really light. You could hear it in the background, but you could still talk and have a conversation. You know what I'm saying? And shout out to the bud tenders. I can't believe I'm going on about this whole trip, but it was really interesting for me. It was a really great time. It was the first time I really had an opportunity, and the mister wasn't with me. And I usually, he gives me the strength and the confidence to, do what I need to do. But this was on my own, and I was like, I don't know. So shout out to Gotham. I had a great time. My bud tender was, oh my God, she was the sweetest old lady. Oh my God, I was like, oh my God, my bud tender's an old lady. And she's the sweetest thing. I love her. Oh my God. Well, I gotta go back there. They gave me a lighter. I showed the little papers they gave me, for being a first time customer. I'm like, oh, I love this customer service. You know what I mean? Everyone was all bubbly and happy. So shout out to the bud tenders. I think travel agency is getting to them because they're so busy. They don't have the biggest smiles on their face a lot of times. They look like they're at a Gap. You know what I'm saying? Oh gosh, they look like they're at a TJ Maxx. You know how those people look cranky? Mm-hmm. Yeah. I'm sorry, Union Square. You're working your people to half to death. That's what it is. They get it right though. They never get it wrong. But I'm just saying, personality-wise, the other 2 were really great. Shout out to our Housing Works. I've been there. They're of course the first one. They always have the bubbly people. You know what I'm saying? Who want to sit there and talk with y'all. You know what I'm saying? Some that don't, which is good because sometimes I don't want to talk. But, it is what it is. So shout out to all the dispensaries here in New York. I've only been to 3. You know what I'm saying? So there's so many that are popping up. There'll be more coming this year, 2024. And maybe I'll talk about this more. You know what I'm saying? It's legal now here in New York, and so it'd be good for you guys if you want to come to New York and puff. You know what I mean? Check out full episodes of Raw and Uncut, Monday through Friday, 7 to 11, live streaming on We Are You Radio. Or hit the link in the bio to download the We Are You Radio app comment, subscribe, and thanks for listening to Raw and Uncut on Real U Radio, the Urbans of the Pride.